Hey, so would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm an art student from Korea,
Nice.
and I'm doing a photography project right now.
Mm-hmm.
And my end goal is to do at least one city every country in the world. So I'm currently doing North America.
North America?
Yeah.
You said you've been traveling every single state, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Nice.
So I was in Vancouver April 4th.
Vancouver, Canada?
Yeah, Vancouver, Canada. And from Vancouver, I traveled across to Canada to Quebec City. And from Quebec City, I flew over to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And from Boston, like New York, Washington D.C., blah blah blah, to Miami. And I went back up to Chicago.
Nice.
And after Milwaukee, I'll be going back down to like Houston, El Paso, Texas.
Down
that
south.
area, yeah. And I'll be going back up to Yellowstone.
Oh,
Back
Utah.
down to LA, back up to Seattle, and from Seattle I'll be heading back to my country.
Oh, so South Korea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what made you do this whole around? Are you going around the globe or just United States?
Around the globe. That's my end goal. I'll be doing one continent a year for like 3 to 4 months. When I'm in South Korea, I'll be working because I gotta make money to do this trip, right?
Yeah.
It's very expensive, man.
How much usually cost for you to travel the whole continent?
I mean, North America is probably like $25,000.
25 grand?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I had to work for like a year and a half as a designer for a studio, and plus like I've been making like hamburgers in a Burger King and stuff, like all kinds.
That's
of
how it
things.
is, man. That's how it
Yeah,
is.
trying
That's
to
how we
make
all start.
Yeah.
You know. So what made you decide that you want to go all over the globe and want to explore the world?
It felt almost like unfair to me in a sense, because I wanted to experience the world myself, but since there is so many information like on internet, books, and people, we've done so many things as a human being, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for example, if I was gonna eat an apple for the first time, my parents probably would have told me about apple, like it's a fruit, it's sour and sweet.
Yeah.
So by the first time I bite the apple, I already know what it tastes like from my parents or something like that. I feel like that's like everything is like that. You know?
Yes.
If you want to know about Chicago, you just look up Chicago traveling vlogs on YouTube, and you can see every part of Chicago without even knowing it.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so but there's a big difference between information from indirect experiences and direct experiences. There's like big discrepancies.
Differences, you
Yeah,
mean?
differences. So yeah, that's why I wanted to do it myself.
That is very nice point of view that you have provided.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're having so much fun. Are you
Yeah.
having fun
Yeah.
going to so many different states and continents and stuff?
Definitely.
What is your biggest experience out of all this?
There's a lot, man. Like when I was traveling to Kamloops from Abbotsford in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
I had to cross the Rockies, right? And it was like snowing, and like it was crazy. The weather was crazy.
Weather was crazy. Crazier than Chicago?
Yeah, way crazier than Chicago, man. Because it was snowing like crazy all of a sudden. And
Oh, wow.
even the forecast didn't know about it.
Okay.
And I was gonna catch a bus, but I missed the bus. So I went to the airport trying to get a plane, but there was no plane. And like I just looked up on the Uber just to see if there's a Uber somebody. Yeah, but there was an Indian Uber driver who didn't know that I was going to Kamloops, because the Uber just says if it's plus an hour distance, it just says plus an hour.
Yeah.
So he didn't even know that I was going to
that far.
Yeah, going across the Rockies, but he just came, and I got in, and he then realized that it was going to Kamloops.
So he canceled on you?
Nah, but he was like so nice that he couldn't cancel.
Okay.
Because he could have, right?
Yeah.
Like already, like 2 or 3 drivers have canceled
on
but
you.
I understood because the weather was crazy. It was a long ride. But we went to Kamloops on Uber. He drove me to there like 4 hours, and he had to come back to Abbotsford for another 4 hours.
Mhm.
But he only got paid from the Uber like probably like $90 or something.
Mhm.
So he drove like 8 hours in
8 hours?
crazy snow in the Rockies. The road were so slippery, but he didn't have the right tire for it, so it was all slippery, all crazy
stuff. Shit.
He drove 8 hours and made $90.
$90. That's terrible.
Bullshit, right?
That's terrible. Uber needs to do something.
Yeah, man.
You know. But
he was just so nice. He saved my life that day.
oh yeah?
Yeah.
What happened?
Cause if it wasn't for him, I would never got to Kamloops that day.
Kamloops that day? What if you wouldn't have reached that day? What would have happened?
Probably. I already booked a room in Kamloops, and my schedule was so tight because I had to like
Go
every cities, so many
Mhm.
cities in a certain amount of days. So the schedule was so tight. So I just really wanted to go to Kamloops that day, and he just made it happen for me. Yeah, that was one of the
Crazy
craziest
experience. How was your experience in
United
Miami?
States. Miami, man. I was in Miami. Yeah, there's this crazy story in Miami too. 'Cause,
Mhm.
I was shooting a picture in Miami Beach,
Uh-huh.
and there was two guys who were just walking around, and he saw my camera. They saw my camera, and we started talk about the camera and my project and stuff like that. And one of those guys told me that he would bring some food because I haven't eaten nothing that day. It was like 3 in the afternoon. I was just too busy trying to get a right shot, and he brought me a food like a minute later, and he just looked at me for like 40 seconds straight, and he almost cried. He was almost crying.
Oh.
And he was like, can I ask you something? Yeah, I said, yeah. He was like, when he was young, 8 years ago, he traveled across the United States on a bicycle. Yeah. I mean, right now I'm kind of prepared. I've been working like for a year and a half to get the money.
Mhm.
But back then he was just going without no thought.
No.
Or no plan, nothing. So he was so broke. It was so cold. So every time he was just a minute before like starving, somebody came up and gave him
food.
The moment he was so tired, he couldn't move anymore, somebody came up and offered him a room or something like that.
Place to stay.
So he had that experience where some random people saved his life so many times while he was traveling. He just wanted to give that back to me when he heard about my story. Yeah.
Wow.
Man, and he was just crying all over, because he was just, I don't know, man.
I mean, it's crazy out there. I was just listening to a story of. I was actually listening to a podcast of Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah. I love
The lady who escaped South Korea or North Korea. North Korea.
Yeah.
I was listening her story and it was so crazy.
Right?
I almost cried while I was listening to it, and
Yeah,
there was customers behind it. It's terrible how people are surviving. Some people,
Yeah.
But I'm sure you were having fun in this trip.
I'm having fun, man.
Do you work in States when you are in here, or you just
No.
work back your home country?
I just work back in my home country. Right now I'm just trying to get the right shot for my photography project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what is your project about?
It's so my project is like in two parts. So first part is me experiencing the world by myself,
Mm-hmm.
and the second part is doing long exposure shots, which means you're taking a shot for an hour.
For an hour?
Yeah, just one picture for an hour, over an hour. And I just wanted to do as long as possible, but I figured 1 hour is probably something that I can repeat every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing an hour long exposure, and what that does to a picture is it erases all the instant things.
Yeah.
Like the cars and the people, they'll be gone.
Whoa.
Only their traces will be left in the picture. And first thing is that shooting an hour long exposure means it's a kind of proof that I was there, experiencing it myself for over an hour.
Over
right?
an hour.
So it's a proof that I was there for over an hour, just thinking, experiencing, and feeling everything.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is I just wanted this whole experience to be mine, just private.
Yeah.
So
You're not posting any of these pictures anywhere?
no, I'll be doing exhibitions with these pictures, but I'm erasing all the events in the place when I'm taking picture, because I'm doing long exposures.
Yes.
All the events, all the people, all the sound, all the weather will be erased from the picture. So the people who are looking at my picture in the exhibitions or wherever, they won't be seeing what I saw.
What you saw?
Yeah, because
They're only gonna be seeing the picture.
it's just like plain buildings, road, trees,
Mm-hmm.
the things like that will be there like forever probably, or long time. So yeah, man.
That is crazy. Do you wanna shout out something? Do you have your Instagram? Your
My Instagram is Cappuccino Cloudman.
Cappuccino Cloudman.
Yeah, that's my Instagram.
Is that where you post any of your stuff?
Not yet, but when I go back to my country, I'll be probably like posting some of my pictures.
Posting some of your pictures.
Yeah.
How do you spell it? CAPP?
PPU CCINO
CCINO
Cloudman
CLOUD
MAN.
Cloudman. There you.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that where
me,
you are?
That see the map?
Right there.
Yeah, the map.
Which
this
map?
one? This one?
Whoa.
This is the route I'm taking.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It
Yeah.
is very interesting that
Anyways,
you're doing it. But it was very pleasure to talking
Me
to
too.
you. See you
Thanks.
guys. Hey.